Oh, honey, pour another cup of tea, because we need to take a moment to appreciate the sheer artistry of our beloved Princess of Wales. You know, amidst all the noise and the chaos that usually surrounds the royal news cycle, sometimes you just have to stop and admire the grace, the elegance, and the absolute perfection that Catherine brings to every single occasion. I was looking back at some of her most iconic moments, specifically her collaboration with the brilliant milliner Jane Corbett, and it just reminded me why Catherine is the jewel in the crown. She doesn't just wear clothes, she tells a story. She understands that being a royal isn't about flashing labels, it's about respecting the event, honoring the people, and looking like a future queen while doing it. Now, I know you guys are excited for more, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, let's take a little walk down memory lane to an intimate affair in Oxfordshire. It wasn't a state banquet, just the wedding of friends, but Catherine treated it with the same level of polish she brings to the palace. Do you remember that silver-gray embroidered organza dress by Erdem? It had that beautiful rolled scoop neckline and subtle floral motifs that just whispered sophistication. She paired it with those nude L.K. Bennett sledge platform pumps. We all remember when those were her go-to, grounded elegance at its finest. But the star of the show, the piece that made us all gasp, was that wave-shaped straw hat by Jane Corbett. It was embellished with embroidered organdy that matched the dress perfectly, giving her this whimsical yet refined touch. It was autumnal, it was romantic, and it was pure class. But what I love about Catherine is her range. She can do whimsical, but she can also do solemnity, with such dignity. Look at Remembrance Sunday in November 2014. That is a day for honoring the fallen, a day for deep respect. And she appeared at the cenotaph in a structured black Alexander McQueen coat that conveyed absolute reverence. She paired it with black suede pumps and pearl drop earrings, but the focal point was that recycled, black felt trilby hat by Jane Corbett. It had a beaded trailing bow and a raised ruffled brim, and even though it was recycled, it looked fresh and poignant. That is the mark of a woman who knows that style is about substance, not just consumption. And we cannot talk about hats without talking about trooping the color. In June 2013, she was absolutely radiant in a bespoke light pink Alexander McQueen coat with those oversized pearl buttons. She looked like a rose in bloom. She crowned that look with a delicate pale pink straw hat by Corbett that was just soft and feminine. Compare that to the year before, the Diamond Jubilee in 2012, when the crowds were cheering for Queen Elizabeth. Catherine rode in that carriage wearing a pale blue Erdem dress with embroidered florals, and she chose a pale blue straw saucer percher by Corbett. It had these interlooped straw bow tails that added this light, airy sophistication, perfectly harmonizing with the joy of the summer. But if you ask me, one of the most striking moments was the Order of the Garter service in June 2012. Windsor Castle, centuries of history, military regalia everywhere. Catherine stepped out in a white Alexander McQueen coat dress with a fuller skirt, and she paired it with a white straw percher hat from Jane Corbett that featured a dramatic flying bow. It added height, it added dynamism, and it helped her hold her own against all that history. That hat remains one of the most memorable designs she has ever worn, because it showed she was ready to step up. Through all these moments, her collaboration with Jane Corbett showcased timeless British craftsmanship and proved that our Catherine was born to wear the crown. Ta-ta, and bye for now.